Oh my god, a victory for New South Wales first home buyers. Fresh off the press, New South Wales home buyers can now opt to pay land tax under new law. That's right, from this weekend, New South Wales first home buyers will have the option to opt out of paying stamp duty. For you first home buyer noobs out there who might be asking, what the F are you talking about? Let's go to the drawing board. For the new stamp duty legislation, which was passed yesterday night, for any properties up to $1.5 million, you can opt to pay for an annual land tax. So let's look at an example of a $1.5 million purchase before and after. Before this legislation was passed, when you buy a $1.5 million property as a first home buyer, stamp duty would have been $66,700. And then you add all those other costs, government costs, your legal fees, other fees. To purchase this property would have cost you $1.569 million. If you borrowed 80%, which is 1.2 mil of 1.5, you would require a $369,000 deposit. So to make this before and after easier to see, stamp duty, if you bought before this legislation, it would have been $66.7K for stamp duty. In order to buy this $1.5 million property, you would have forked out $370K to cover the whole purchase. Now let's look at after the legislation has been passed, which is right now. You decided to opt into the annual land tax. How much would that cost? It's very easy. Let's go to the first home buyer choice calculator, which is in Service New South Wales. I chuck in my property price, which is 1.5 mil, and I put in my address, which is probably the property you want to buy. If you scroll down, you'll find out that the annual land tax will be $2,400, or you can rather opt in to pay this upfront. And the good thing about this calculator is it captures the land value of the address that you put in the calculator, and it has a simple formula that show you how they worked out this figure. If you choose to opt in for the annual land tax, now stamp duty is only $2,401. The total cost of buying this property now at 1.5 mil is now 1.505K. Assuming the same thing of borrowing 80%, you only need 305K now. So essentially, you're paying less of 65K, the initial purchase. Now, I said you are paying less. I didn't say you're saving, because you're paying this for the rest of your goddamn life. Because this tax will be indefinite. From whatever perspective you're looking at, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You're either, chopped up front over here with the 66K, but if you don't have that money, you have to opt in for this. But then you have to pay this for eternity. Now, mind you, this policy is not up and running until January 16, 2023. But as a note, any first home buyers who buy property this weekend will be able to apply for a refund of stamp duty before moving into the annual tax. If you sign a contract today and then you're required to pay stamp duty, well, when that policy kicks in, you'll get a refund. That's what it means. However, there's a few open questions I have. For example, this annual land tax, is it indefinite? Or can you stop it mid-range and pay the difference? For example, use some of your equity to pro rata the difference. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Haha.